Welcome back to the Beat the Odds Horse Racing Show. What a weekend we had. Let me restart that. Welcome back to the Beat the Odds Horse Racing Show. What a weekend we had at Saratoga with two absolutely dominant performances, with Built winning the Alfred G. Vanderbilt and Counting Stars making her presence felt once again and taking her spot at the top of the 3-year-old filly division.
Yeah, she was impressive. I think it's time to take Zany, take her off the shelf for a while. She had no run, never picked her feet up, no excuses. As I said last week on the podcast, I never was high on her. I thought they put the blinkers on her and she was working so much better. They decided to run her in that spot, not go to Monmouth Oaks. I thought she would show something. She didn't show anything. Maybe you're freshening up the rest of the year.
Thank you to our friends over at SeatGeek for sponsoring today's episode. SeatGeek is the #1 ticketing app for any live events, sporting events on the market. All you have to do is put in your location and it shows you everything in your area. So go check it out. MLB season is just kicking off. NBA playoffs are around the corner. Or just go see your favorite band or person in concert. Go check it out. Download the app. Use code BTO Horse Racing at checkout. And make sure you look for that little green dot. That lets you know you're getting a great deal on your tickets. Use code BTO Horse Racing at checkout.
Cut her back to a sprint or something like that. But Counting Stars, she's in form. And when Cassie gets them fillies in form like Nitrogen and other fillies he's had, tapping on the turf, the guy can train. I mean, he's got her. She ran away from Always Running. I mean, you would have thought Always Running was the second coming after she won the Kentucky Oaks, but she's been beat fair and square the last two spots. What do you think about it?
Absolutely, and we'll get into what I'm going to say about her, about Counting Stars in the claim box. But man, oh man, she was impressive. Even Jose let his brother come up the rail on her. I was like, all right, it's go time. We're going to have a horse race. And nope, it was over. And he said go, and that was it. And she was dominant.
Yeah. And like you mentioned about Built, I've always been high on Built. I always thought he'd be a good sprinter. And Catman's got him in form. I mean, he ran into what I said last week. He would sit right off the Damon's Mound and just, throw it last year and pulled away. And nobody was catching that horse that day. He's going to make his presence felt in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Catman won it several years ago at Aloha West. I'm pulling for the Catman. He turned 70 that Saturday, and what a birthday present to go up there and win that race and in that fashion. I'm a pull for Built. Like I said, he winners at the fairgrounds. We've seen him the last 2 years. He's a hell of a horse.
He is, and I was going through talking about the claim box. It was between Counting Stars to make a bold claim or Built. I'm pulling for Built, like you said, in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Now, to me, it's between him and Bookham Dano for the sprint with the RIP Cornucopian and Bentornato. He's out for the rest of the year. So, to me, it's down to them, too, in the sprint division.
Yeah, but you're forgetting about the favorite, Englishman. He's going to come back around.
You're right.
She's keeping that Keeneland. I'm super high on that horse as well. So we can't disregard him. She's probably going to ship him up for probably the King's Bishop up in Saratoga late in the meet. But right now she's keeping him down at Keeneland and training him. And that's his home track, and like I told you, my Keeneland contact guy says when he breezes like 46, it looks like a 49. So we can't discount him. If he stays sound, I'm kind of wondering why she hasn't brought him up to Saratoga when Golden Tempo came up, but I guess she wants to keep him at home, keep him there, ship him up for the King's Bishop, and ship him right back down and, keep him there to the Breeders' Cup Sprint.
No, you're 100% right. That's a big miss on my part because, other than the clunker he threw in the Pate Mile, that horse is a stone cold freak. And you're right, he will, if he puts in another dominant performance like that in the King's Bishop, he will go with the favorite for sure.
Totally agree with you. 100%.
Yep. All right. So this weekend is Jim Dandy weekend. We're starting to see the 3-year-olds, the main 3-year-olds, come back for their summer campaign. It's a short field, 5 horses, but I think 4 of them can win.
I agree with you. Nice compact field. I was hoping for at least 8 or 9 in here, but we didn't get it. But as you just stated, the 4 or 5 in here, if they win, you wouldn't be shocked at all. I'm going to back the horse. I'm backed in the Belmont Stakes. I'm going to go back with Commandment. They're adding the hood today. 21% Cox's is when he puts the hood on. First Blink is at 23%. He's been working really, really well at Churchill. I think he'll be, I like to move back to Pratt. Pratt won when he won the Florida Derby day. I see him sitting right off Chip Honcho, not far off of him. And, maybe after the race in the Belmont, Johnny Velasquez might have told Brad Cox, hey, you might want to put the blinkers on him, keep you more focused. He might have got off the bridle down the lane. He might have started idling. We don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
The Golden Tempo passed him up and pulled away, but he could have idled. You don't know. He might not have stayed in the bridle like Johnny warned him. So I think Johnny's a great horseman, very astute horseman. I'm thinking he might have told Brad Cox something, but other than that, I'm going to go with Bill. I think we might get 2-1 on him since Renegade's in here.
I agree with you. I'm going with Chip Honcho in here. Do I think he's at the level? I just think he's going to get the pace in here. The pace his own way. You got Jose Ortiz. The magic of him this year has been unbelievable. But as he showed the Kentucky Derby, no, he was not in that level of the other horses. But I think Jose aboard for the 3rd time in a row. Slow it down. Maybe get his own way. And Jose's just been on fire this year. He can do no wrong.
No, I agree with you. And to me, Renegade, I think this is a prep race for the Travers. He's been on the work tab since June 28th after the Belmont race. And Pletcher has stated several times that won the real Renegade. After the Kentucky Derby, he wasn't really himself. They kind of forced him into the Belmont. It's Mike Rapoli's home track, and Pletcher said, he really won the Renegade that we saw in the Derby. So I would think that he's going to run a big race. But as you stated earlier, there's no pace in this race. So they're probably going to drop him back, make one big run with him, tighten him up, and look for him to fire huge in the Travers.
I agree. The Pletchers, they always do. He gets him ready for the Derby. He wants every horse in his barn to be in the Derby. It's like he starts 5 a year. And then after that, he's starting as many as possible, especially Rapoli horses in the Travers.
I totally agree with you, buddy.
Yeah, Silent Tactic, he's coming off the layoff from Arkansas Derby. He's had the hoof issues. He's a closer as well, but it would not shock me if he won. I'd be like, okay, he won. He's back. He's very talented. He lost to just Renegade in the Arkansas Derby. So those 4, any one of them could win, but my pick is Chip Honcho, and Kenny is going with Commandment. So let's get into the claim box. I guess I'll start. We'll just keep the same schedule going. My claim is that if she stays healthy, Counting Stars does not lose for the rest of the year. I think she just keeps rolling. One more at Saratoga and then into the distaff and sweeps the board for the rest of the year. She's been impressive, and I'm hoping that she can get it done. That's my big, bold claim of the week.
I agree with you. She's looked great in the last 2 races. She's really run super, and she's won easy. She's won in hand, with horse left. So I agree with you. I'm going to claim something this week that we haven't heard much about, especially on X, Twitter, or all the forums, and we heard all about this. And it's the cause. What happened to the cause all of a sudden? It's been just dead silence. We haven't seen any big movements on the odds at Saratoga. So I think what Naira is done is working somewhat. It has helped 100% because I watch the tote board like a hawk, and I haven't seen any big drag. I haven't seen any horse that's made the turn, about a quarter pole or at the half-mile pole drop 2 or 3 points. It hasn't happened. If it has, I might have missed it. I've watched, trust me, I've almost watched every single race at Saratoga this year. Have missed very many. Maybe the sloppy day I didn't watch when I pulled up on the track that day. I peeked in here or there, but I got to go ahead and claim Naira, for stepping up, and I think it's helped.
I totally agree. I mean, every meet at Saratoga so far, every race day, I should say, has been fantastic. I mean, nice betting cards, long shots have won, and like you said, you don't see that jump where the horse goes in the gate at 9-2 and then goes off at 8-5, 9-5. Like that's not non-existent that I've seen as well. So hats off to Naira. I totally agree with you.
Yep, I agree with you on that. Last week, we had a push on In Spite of Charlie. He was our stable male horse. He won for fun. We brought up Messy past performances with Winstock. He gets there for us. 2 nice price horses that day for us. I pushed Built one as well. Missed on Zany. The back, like all we got for you this week. We're recording this early, and I've looked at the weather. It's rained all day today at Saratoga, which is today's Tuesday. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow on Wednesday. It's supposed to rain Thursday as well. So as of this recording, we don't have a stable male horse. I can't give you a push horse, but all I can tell you listeners, and first off, thanks for everybody who's been tuning in. We've been getting over 100 views, which is we're happy with. We don't expect to blow it up out the gate. But y'all tune in on Saturday morning. Look under the comments. I'll have a couple horses for y'all for my report. I'll put in there, copy and paste them in there for y'all. So I know a lot of y'all have reached out to me via DMs and thanked me, and I thank y'all for reaching out. But as of tonight, I just don't have a horse for y'all. I'm not going to just put something out. That's not my style of stature. So check back in, Saturday morning, probably around 10 a.m. Central, and I'll have y'all a couple winners in there.
Love it. That's perfect. Yeah. Moved it up to Tuesday this week. It'll be out Thursday morning. This will be out. So tune back in, watch the video, and then Saturday in the comments, look for some free winners from Kenny. He will get you some winners. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next week.